Welcome back, Bud. It's great having you here, and we're going to talk to you a little bit today about you, the songwriter. And so let's start from the beginning. You were born and raised where?
Vincennes, Indiana.
Indiana. And you were there for how long?
22 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And is Indiana where you got your start in music and songwriting?
Not songwriting, but in music. Yeah, I don't remember when I didn't play music. My dad was a musician, and he had an old guitar, which I have.
Uh-huh.
And my first memories of it laying on the kitchen floor.
The kitchen floor.
All those kids beating on.
Oh, wow.
And I leave my guitars out. Sometimes it's hard, but I leave my guitars out for my kids and my grandson now.
Yeah. So are you getting the children and grandkids all musical too?
Oh yeah, all the kids play.
Nice.
And the grandson's probably going to be better than all of us. He's something.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
show you some videos of him later. He's 4.
Oh, how sweet. Yeah. Well, that's good. They come by it honestly.
I don't know where they get it. But
So you have been in the workforce for many, many years, and you said that the songwriting is something kind of new for you. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've always played music, and I've always had that balance. You know, I've always had work and responsibilities with a big family, and music's always been there. So happiness for me is balance in life. And it wasn't until really the last few years. The only songs I wrote were one when I was so moved by finding out we're going to have a baby. Wrote that one about the family tree. Yeah, that's
which
about
I
an
love.
actual tree above the grave, the family plot.
Oh,
and
wow.
My dad was a florist, and we would go out there, and he'd always say, "Son, when I'm gone." I mean, there was my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather, my grandfather. He said, "When I'm gone, you're going to have to come here. You want to talk to me." And it was like a
wow.
sweet thing, and there was this beautiful shade tree there. And so I had that idea that the one person you want to share that kind of news with is your dad when you're a guy.
Right, right.
And not having him there inspired that. And then I wrote a couple of tunes in the studio. Like people I was recording with, they wanted a medium tempo bluegrass song. So I'm sleeping in the studio, because this isn't high budget stuff going on there, bluegrass world. And I wrote a couple. There's a couple of originals on there. One of them that people like.
You talking about your
I've
CD?
never performed it. I don't even remember the words to it. Yeah, it's one about 2 little boys that get lost on the mountain, and then the mama prays them home.
Mother's Prayer.
Mother's Prayer. Yeah.
And that is on your traveled CD, the Vintage Martins.
Vintage Martins. We were out there. We got all kinds of.
So tell us where people can find you on the web and everything if they want to get your music or.
Well, the record label that put it out is out of Louisville, and the owner passed away unfortunately about a year ago, and so I don't know if you can buy it off the internet, but it's Eastwood Records. You can go look for it out there. If you're here in the room, you're welcome to have one of these. But the record was the only one we put out, and that was about 2018. And then when COVID hit, we stopped touring.
Yeah, it kind of shut down a lot.
My part is a duet. We've known each other forever, and he's got a recording studio, very successful, out in Apple Valley, California. So he's busy out there.
Right.
And when we played, we were mostly playing out from Denver out.
Okay.
West, so.
Yeah. Wonderful. So, what are your plans? I know that you had mentioned that maybe work is going to slow down a little bit, and you want to devote a little bit more time to music. Are you planning any tours or?
No. Well, I'm playing out a little bit, which I haven't done in a long time. I mean, I'm playing here.
Right.
I play at home mostly, and that's maybe better. Like songwriting, and my playing's gotten better. But I'm 64. I'm working now. I mean, we'll see where this goes. What I'm working on right now, it's time-consuming, big kind of a thing.
Right.
And if it comes to a screeching end, without going into any details, I don't know who wants to hire a 65-year-old guy to go in and do something. I don't know. But I'm thinking about doing more music. I'm putting some feelers out there with people, and I would like to play more.
Well, you're pretty plugged in, really, and I think that's to your benefit. And you probably have a few more ends than a lot of other people do, so that's a big plus for you.
I have met a few people along the way. Sometimes serendipitously. How do you say
serendipitously?
It? Serendipity. I think. Some of them have, we've connected through the chance meetings, and but the music business is a tough business nowadays.
Yeah. Well, I'd say for somebody who doesn't really claim to be a long-time songwriter, you've had a hell of a lot of success. You've had Rodney Crowell and Emmylou Harris pick up your song "Someday My Ship Will Sail."
Well, we sang, that's on that record. We sang that song that Emmylou did when Rodney Crowell was in the band. He sang it with her. And I bumped in, it was another one of those chance meetings, bumped into him on the airplane. And the record label made when they get behind a record, you're in every Timbuktu magazine, website.
Right.
I mean, and a lot of people wrote about that encounter because I talked about it, but I gave him I had my whole family with me. Take up 2 rows of an airplane, and they hummed the Brady Bunch song when we walked on.
How funny!
and the Rodney Crowell was sitting right in the row in front of me, and the kids said, "Dad, give him a seat," because I had my Christmas recordings that we were going home to give the family and friends all my songs I'd done.
Right.
And I said, give one to him. And I said, no, I'm not going to bother him. And then it got bad because I thought, they're going to think of me as a wimp. Dad's a chicken. He won't do it. And I think one of them was kind of... So he got up and went to the bathroom, and they're all looking at me, now. So he's coming back, and I stopped him, and I said, Mr. Crowell, are you Rodney Crowell? He said, yes, I am. And I gave him my CD, had about 18 songs on it, and told him I played bluegrass, and we had some mutual friends that are close friends of mine that he's close with. And he asked me a lot of questions. We talked there for about 5 minutes, and then he sits down, and he gets his laptop out, and he puts his headphones on, and he plopped that sucker in and just started listening to every track.
Isn't that awesome? And
this Emmylou song I remember it was track 4. So my oldest daughter was in the row across from him up there. He didn't know she was my daughter.
Right.
And she's going, so number 1 halfway. Number 4. and then she go, and she said, he's listening to number 4 again. He played number 4 like 3 times in a row. So and then about halfway through the CD, people give him records all the time probably. He got up because someone in his row needed out, and he stood up and he turned around. I was right row behind him, and he looked at me and he went. He walked back there and he said, "You're good." He goes, "I mean it. You're real." He's so used to getting stuff that someone, it was like pretty well done. I mean, up on the record. And he goes, I mean it. So I got an email from him about a week later because I gave him that and it had my email address in the thing. And I meant to ask you got a band going down there? I'm back in Texas a lot, and I said, I'm trying to put 4 kids through college right now, and he said, well, you want to play more music? I'll plug you in with some people here, and I wasn't in a space where I was ready to do that.
Well, you're getting closer. Are you gonna holler at him?
No.
Why?
No. Well, maybe I will. I don't know.
Go for it.
He wrote a song that I've recorded that's beautiful about his mama, same kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's feeling the same stuff I'm feeling, and it's about love. Love is the answer. Love. What the heck is it like that? But anyway, it's a beautiful, beautiful song.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll send that to him.
Yeah, there you go. Now, we have to brag on you. I know that you're a very humble man, and I've had to pull your teeth just to get this information out of you. So we are
Please.
going to, we're going to talk about the fact that you're the Texas, about 10 years ago, you became the Texas State champion for your flat guitar picking. Is that what it's called?
Guitar,
Flat pick guitar.
I wouldn't be able to tell by the way I played today, but I used to play faster, obviously.
Well, with bluegrass is is faster anyway.
Yeah, it is. But they have that. They have a state championship for banjo and guitar and mandolin. I think fiddle here in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
But I won that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, we had, I think, touched on it with your song Little One, that you won the new song competition in Winfield, Kansas at that festival there. And that was just this past
few days ago.
Yeah,
they surprised me with that. And I entered that kind of, hey, bud, you ought to enter that Winfield song competition. I said, what Winfield song competition? But
yeah,
they get hundreds of entries, people from all over, really. And then if you win, then you go there and showcase. That's what I did.
That's pretty awesome for a rookie songwriter, as you classify yourself.
Well, my songwriting is rookie, but
No.
I've been writing songs forever. They just had no words. They came and they went because I never recorded, wrote them down. Now I'm recording it. There's 20 ideas on my cell phone right now. So now I'm trying to put words to it. I'm not a lyricist, like you said. Some people are that way. Some are music. I was always into the melody.
Right, the melody drives your lyric.
I would play songs for years and not know the words to it, or hear it, not know the words to it, and only listen to the words years later. And it goes to a whole other level when they're good.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a rookie and getting a lot of inspiration and support by songwriters.
You're not a rookie. I'm just teasing with you. You're selling yourself short, bud. There's another little accolade that with your bluegrass and the Vintage Martins in 2018, you had the Bluegrass Record of the Year, didn't you?
We didn't.
Or the Grammy nomination for it.
It was a nomination, but we were on the Grammy ballot. And I used to joke when we would play at that time, I'd say, which meant that, you didn't make the final nomination, but you were considered, right? Mm-hmm. You were on the ballot to be voted on. And I used to say we had a lot of Grammy support. At that time. My Grammy, Eric's Grammy, they loved that record.
I bet they did.
But we weren't really seriously touring anything. We shouldn't even, and I don't consider that record in any way worthy of that kind of response.
Well, that might be you, but there are other people out there that may, think different. So we are our own worst critic, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But really and truly, you write very substantive songs.
Thank you.
There's people that can definitely relate to your lyrics. And then, of course, you have your melody that goes along with the mood of it all. So you just keep on doing it because this is wonderful. And I expect to hear that you and Rodney are out, touring together in the next few years, when the dust settles from full-time beating the pavement to work every day,
Yeah.
Do this because you love it. It's a gift from God to you, and you need to do this. You need to do this. And I look forward to hearing more from Mr. Bud Bierhaus. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody keep on tuning in. You are in the music room.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, everybody.